Welcome to this week's Recent Activity. I am your co-host, Andrew Morgan. With me, as always, he's here to tell us whether he's an eye contact or no eye contact kind of guy. It's Shane Beauregard. How are you, sir?
It's situational is how I'll answer that one.
I believe it is for Chris Hemsworth, too. We are going to talk about him in Crime 101 this week. It made $30 million worldwide over the long weekend here in the States, getting early good reviews, 3.2 Letterboxd, 7.2 IMDb, and a 66 Metascore. This is the latest film from Bart Layton. This is written and directed by him, though adapted from the novella by Don Winslow. He also did the novella that Savages, the Oliver Stone film, was based on. Bart Layton, his last movie was American Animals in 2018, also starring Barry Keoghan. Did you see that one, Shane?
I actually did not see that one.
Because it seems up your alley. So maybe we'll both have to seek that out after this. This film stars the aforementioned Barry Keoghan, Chris Hemsworth, Halle Berry, Mark Ruffalo, and a little bit of Nick Nolte, which I was kind of happy at, although he's almost indecipherable at this point. Plot here: an elusive thief eyeing his final score encounters a delusional insurance broker at her own crossroads. As their paths intertwine, a relentless detective trails them, hoping to thwart the multi-million-dollar heist they are planning. Shane, I was talking to you off air. Crime thrillers in the last decade, especially good ones, a good heist one, especially heist thief kind of movie, rarer commodity than you would think. It's even more rare than like a good crime thriller or something that has like a mystery, because we seem to get a lot of mysteries these days. But I'm talking just straight up, you're following the criminal, doing the activity, you're in the driver's seat watching this. And this one had all of those aspects with a pretty solid cast of people that we like. What did you think of Crime 101?
Overall, I came out of the theater really liking this movie. I loved Ruffalo. I loved Hemsworth. I felt it lacked a little bit of punch. You know what I mean? I thought it'd be a little more punchy.
Not enough flip cars for you piece of crap?
Yeah. It was. I love slow burn movies. I just thought we would get a little more between the characters as they go along. But overall, it didn't detract me from really and thoroughly enjoying this movie. It was like the city itself was part of the story as well. I like Mark Ruffalo being the FBI agent. Everyone's like, you're wasting our time, yada, yada, yada. And he has his theory. And I love Hemsworth's background. I did like Nick Nolte's one scene, what I thought was a little even weirder, or just why, was the one Jennifer Jason Leigh scene.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay, she's in one scene for 30 seconds. But I did like the setup. I did like the Holly, though I wouldn't say she's delusional. I don't know why they said that in the description. I didn't find her delusional. I found her still smoking hot for
I guess because she thought that she was still going to get promoted.
Right.
And still be a part of this company that she's in. I think that's the delusional part.
But I enjoyed the ride, and I enjoyed where it went in the third act, especially with Halle Berry's decision, because I didn't see it going that way. And she still made that decision. And I just loved how Mark Ruffalo tied this movie up. I was like, that is cool. So I came away thinking this movie's pretty cool. And I do want to watch it again, though. I don't know if I'll get to the theater see it again. But it's definitely a movie I want to check on a second viewing. And I love Barry Keoghan's character, too. Like, just a kind of mad dog, like Nick Nolte's six on him. And his stocky, like just his whole persona in this, I thought was really cool. So it was a like double thumbs up for me. And I'll reveal my score when we talk about it at the end here.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a prescient movie, or at least a very topical movie than I thought going in. And I think that's maybe why they picked this novella to adapt, because you're rooting against basically corrupt police officers, shady, misogynistic insurance company managers, and billionaire douches, which all of them are like this very hot button kind of topical thought at top of mind right now in 2026. So I thought that was a good opposition when you have, remember we were talking about Steel, the new Amazon Prime show, and how it's like you kind of are thinking the whole time like, am I supposed to be rooting for someone in particular? Like, what am I supposed to be doing here? I think this movie makes a clear decision of like, based on the POV of like who you're supposed to be following. And eventually you're supposed to kind of come to, a moral dilemma, I guess, still of who you're going to choose and why and how it's all going to go. I thought the ending was a little too tidy for how messy this story actually is. But as you said, I loved the ride all the way up until there. And I think everybody is at the, pretty much the top of their game, or at least like into the register that they become comfortable in. Like you mentioned Mark Ruffalo. He plays an excellent schlubby detective. That's basically what he does now outside of the MCU, whether it's, Task or Zodiac or Spotlight. So like there's just like so many of these roles. Deep Waters or whatever, Dark Water, whatever the hell of that one where he's investigating what was it, like a paint company doing like environmental stuff, whatever it was. He just seems to have this investigation bone that he does when he's not in the MCU. And I'm here for it, quite frankly. I miss him maybe getting to be more light and comedic in other things too, but I'll take it if this is what we're going to get from him for most of his career on the back end here. But as you mentioned, Barry Keoghan, he's one of the best loose cannon characters character actors we have going here. And I just thought he was such a perfect opposite to Hemsworth, who just basically plays everything down. He wants to be in control. And when he loses his shit, like that's bad things are going to happen because he feels like he needs absolute control based on his childhood and his previous environment. So I would say having Barry Keoghan basically be young, brash, doesn't want to listen to anybody, does things his own way, and then the motorcycle look and everything else, it was just a perfect opposite to Hemsworth. And then you have the more cooler heads or professional or sleek versions of his personality echoing with Halle Berry's character. And I thought she hasn't been this good in a long time. I thought she, I don't want to say stole the show, but kind of like she definitely popped off the screen for me. And I was thinking back, I'm like, I don't think she's kind of felt this cool and in a good role in a good movie since like her Swordfish Bond girl era. Yeah, that I would say like that. And that's what, 25 years ago now?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had that same thought about Halle Berry too. I was like, what was the last film like she was this cool in? Not to say she hasn't been anything like entertaining or good like Monsters Ball, but even that was a long time ago. But
well, that was the same time period.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head because I thought Swordfish is exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
And going back to Ruffalo too, it's like, yeah, I laughed because like he carried over. I'm like, did he film this like right after Task? Because he carried that same character, except for the alcoholism, into this movie. So I was like, same character. But to get back to your moral dilemma, what I liked about the film too, it's you kind of root for all three. Like you don't want to see Hemsworth go down. You want Halle Berry to get her revenge on her partners that they messed her up. And then you root for Ruffalo to finally like prove everyone wrong. Like, hey, no, I was right about this the entire time. So it like puts you in this quandary. You're like, oh no, like, yeah. So it did a great job balancing all that out. So
yeah. I felt like, but that's what I was saying about tidy, where it's like, we all get what we want out of this. And it seems very like Pollyanna in a crime thriller. Like somebody usually has to, take the fall, or somebody has to get their comeuppance for doing what they're doing. And I think that gets a little lost in this.
It does.
I think that's where people can kind of maybe be the third act, maybe wobbled a little bit for how strong the early parts were. And there are other things too. Like, I don't know how much I care about his relationship that he had going on the side and, some of these other extraneous things. But overall, I think this is a very solid movie. And again, for us talking about, we're 6 weeks into this calendar year, in this film year, and we keep getting like way more solid stuff than we usually do.
Yeah, totally agree.
So I would say like the other things that I loved about it, the run the jewels needle drop, stay like come for the cast, stay for the car chase is kind of me, where like that peak in the middle where you're getting a car chase between Hemsworth and Keoghan. Awesome. I thought that was really great. There's a car flip, there's a motorcycle flip, there's all kinds of stuff going on that is well choreographed, well shot, and well staged. I just was really into this movie in spurts. Like, it got my attention and it held it for the whole entire time. So there's not much to complain about. Also, Shane, how often are you going on stepmombuttsex.com to get your free, like, the links that you need when you're pulling off your heist? I thought that was so much fun. I was laughing. I did so too. Hard.
I did too. I forgot about that part, but that was cool.
The one IT guy that gets caught in the middle of all this, I thought that was pretty great. But overall, it's a good movie. It's a strong recommendation. What do you got for a score?
I give it a solid 4.
Yeah, I'm so like,
if you say 3.5, I'm hopping off the mics right now.
No, see, okay, so this is where my thinking went, right? If you want to follow my logic, I gave The Rip 3.5. I think this is a little better than The Rip because I think The Rip loses some of its effectiveness in rewatch and some of the stuff when like Affleck and Damon aren't going at it or any of that kind of stuff. So I thought this one was just a little better, and maybe it's just a little bit better because I had the thrill of the theater experience and kind of some of the big, you know, you could feel the budget a little bit maybe at times. I don't know. I just thought it had me, you know, a little bit more. I don't know. Because again, it's not a mystery.
Right.
You know, it's just you're following like the crime stuff, and I almost enjoy that kind of story more. So it's a soft 4.
Okay.
Is that available?
Still a 4. Yep. Still a 4.
Okay.
At the end of the day, a 4 is a 4. No one's going to remember if it's solid or soft except for us.
That's true. Except for you guys out there. So thank you for tuning in. Tell us in the comments if you thought this was also a 4-star movie and had a great time at the movies. Be sure to come back next week for more recent activity.